What's going on, family? Good evening, good evening. So Reva Tuare, hello. Queen of Destiny, what's going on, Nadine? Hans is here. So actually, Hans Voche is not going to be here tonight. So I didn't realize that she was going to be traveling to Ecuador. So she's in Ecuador tonight. So we'll do it next week. So, Dark Goddess, hello, peace and blessings. Ra the Creator, what's going on, Rhonda? Good to see you. Good to have you here. We'll be getting fired up here in a little bit, so give everybody a couple of minutes to start to file in, and we'll be getting going. So thank you for being here tonight, Hans. Appreciate you. Definitely appreciate it. It's what time is it over there, Hans? Hans is in Denmark. So he's like way on the other side of the world. Empathic Starseed, greetings. Hello, Empathic Starseed. Nayim, what's going on? She's in the class. It's gonna be a party tonight. Yeah, woohoo! Absolutely. It's happening. Martha, what's going on? How you doing? Love JJ's in the house. Good to have you here, Love JJ. All right. Key to Life, hello. Glad you're here. Yeah. Empathic Starseed, Ronald Creator says you love that name, Empathic Starseed. That is pretty cool. Plus, a Starseed is empathic. So, hey, it fits. T. Walker, what's up, first timer? Welcome. Glad to have you here. Spiritual 2K, what's going on? Good to have you here. Glad you're back, Martha. Where you been, Martha? Been hanging out somewhere? Cheryl Celestine Foster, hello. How are you doing? All the way from Trinidad. Man, I got to visit Trinidad. That's one of my places. That's one of my places I got to check off. One of the places I got to visit. So Trinidad, Barbados. I love the islands, man. So I got to get there. All right. Linda Roming, hello. Let's see. Nawanga Kubu Sodia. Hey, I'm going to charge you for saying that, for me having to even say that name, girl. Good grief. I think I'm going to just have to change that name to Sally. Something like that. Nawanga Kubu Shadia. Yeah. We're going to have to work on that one. Let's see. Nick Bonds, hello. What's up? Teresa, what's going on? Teresa's in the house. Miss Jackson. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. I am for real. Oh, I'm sorry. Anyway. She's from ATL, Miss Jackson. Sorry, Miss Jackson. Did I do good that time? All right. I think I got close. So as long as you know who I'm talking about, that's the thing. I try to get that close. So as long as you know who I'm talking about. Let's see. How do I change my name? Teresa Beverly. I think you probably just need to get married. No, I'm kidding. You mean on YouTube, don't you? Teresa, you know I'm tripping. Let's see. Troy Warrior, hello. Glad to have you here. All right. Charlitha Prodigy. Glad to have you here. Hello. All right. T. True from Albuquerque, New Mexico. All right. Albuquerque. Right, love JJ. Never meant to make your daughter cry. Sorry, Miss Jackson. Sensei Sunk. Let's see. You already got that question rolling. What do you think happens after death? A lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. All right. Hello. All right. So we'll take that question first. So everybody's here. So I'm Reginald Kuakaru. I'm the founder of Kemetic Centered Living. And I got my moderators extraordinaire, Love JJ and Hans Stam here tonight. Hans is all the way from Denmark. Love JJ, where you at? What city you in? So it's I know it's like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning for Hans. Man, he probably got toothpicks in his eyes. but yeah. So thank you guys for being here. I definitely appreciate it. Voche is in Ecuador, so she's traveling this week, probably trying some ayahuasca. So she's having a good time. So man, I wish I could have been on that trip, but I bet that was a lot of fun. So, but we'll plan another trip another time. So, but anyway, so. Again, so this is always going to be a positive experience, guys. So please be nice to the moderators. Be nice to chat to other people in chat. We're family. So we are here together and we're creating good vibes. That's what it's about all the time. So we don't put up with any mess. But most of the times it's cool here. So I have a good group of people that's always here. I so appreciate you guys. And the chat can get them moving pretty fast. So if it does, doesn't necessarily mean I'm ignoring your questions. I just don't see them all because I'm trying to read all of this stuff and my eyes are just going like up and down. So I can't always see them. But if you really have a burning question and you want to give, you can always look at the bottom of your chat window and you'll see a $ sign and a little smiley face. And that's where you can push that and you can give money. And what that'll do is the super chat. And what that'll actually do is pin your question to the top of the window. And I can see your question. So that's one way to make sure that you get your question answered. Okay. So let's go. Oh, and I have my class called African Mind Rewire. And it is a class that basically it does a couple of things, man. If you got a negative mindset, man, it's going to help you get rid of that negative mindset. But it's also going to teach you some principles to live by. So all the stuff that we should have learned in religion, but we never did. Okay. So basically, that's the African Mind Rewire. So when it opens again, I got it closed right now, so nobody can sign up. But you can get on the waiting list, and you can go to beyondthephysical.me. And actually, I'll just put that on put that here in the window. And where do we go? There we go. And beyondthephysical.me. And so if you're interested in the class, you can look at it, get the information, and then you can sign up and get on the waiting list if you want to do that. Okay, it's something that's interesting in it. So I'll answer as many questions as I can. If I don't know something, this is what you'll hear. I don't know. Okay, so it's that simple. If I know it, I do. If I don't, I don't. So I'll just let it roll with that. I don't know everything. I ain't the fake God or whatever. So I just I'm a dude that likes to study a lot. That's me. But one of the first questions was, what do you think happens after death? And this is what I've told people. And if you really want to know what death is like, pay attention to your dreams. Because when you're in that state, when you're asleep and you're like dreaming and you're like feeling and having all that stuff that's happening, you're literally in the same realm that you would be in death. So if you want to know what death is like, pay attention to your dreams. And you basically go to different systems, you go to different dimensions, you travel around all kinds of places. So you're busy. So your consciousness never dies, okay? Your ego, the mind that you have in the physical body, yes, it goes away, part of it. but the consciousness that you are, the things that you learn, they do not die with you. Okay, so they always go with you. Okay. I had a couple of people that had put some questions in the. I asked for some questions on the flyer that I did, and so they asked a couple of questions, and so I was going to answer those as well. So, and Holly Haru, High Vibe Life. Thank you for having an easy name to pronounce. Said, what's the difference between the Eye of Horus and the Eye of Ra? It's a really good question. And basically, you're talking about understand that Ra is like the overarching spiritual entity, that everything in the universe, from the Kemetic perspective, everything in the universe is infused with Ra. So everything is Ra. Okay. So, and the I on one level means being awakened and enlightened. Okay. So, that's part of being, how can I say, it's just part of being enlightened. Well, Ra represents consciousness all over the world. That's my son walking behind me. So he's here with me, just hanging out with me. But Ra is a consciousness that is, everything is a part of Ra. The I means enlightenment. Well, Heru, the Eye of Ra is the enlightenment for all things. You know, just it's, everything is a part of that. The Eye of Heru is about personal consciousness and personal enlightenment. Okay, so that idea is about something that's on a personal level. Ra is more on the universal level. So they're both, in a sense, the same I, but Ra is more universal. Heru or Horus is more personal. Okay, more individualized. So that's one way you can look at that. Let me see. Oh man, I got something popping up on the screen here. Hold up. Okay. Let me see. I have any more questions here? Let's see. Let's see. Shirlita Prodigy says, have you tried contacting your ancestors or meditating for past life experience? Yes, I've actually gotten a past life regression, and I didn't think it worked too well with me. I'm not. I've tried, and what they'll do is just put you under hypnosis, and I'm one of those people that, for some reason, I guess being a Scorpio, I do not like somebody else to be in control of me, and I know that's a what do you call it? That's like a misinformed perspective, because nobody's ever in control of you. They can't be. But I never had the regression didn't work very well for me, so I didn't like it. But yes, I've done that. So contacted my ancestors. I'll contact my future self. If I want to learn, if I'm learning something, I'll meditate and ask my future self, hey, how did you do this? Okay. So that's something that you can do as well. That's part of being spiritual. And that's why I want to elevate people in a way to let you know that there is so much more of an aspect of you that you can tap into. So this physical body and your consciousness in this body is a very small part of who you are. You know, so you're connected on a higher level to a lot of other a much broader consciousness, and you can tap into that at any time. Okay, let's see. What is the question? What is the Ra Gula? I have no idea. That sounds like a gravy or something. Gula. I don't know. I've never heard that term before. Ra Gula. Can you lose your soul? No, absolutely, positively not. You are a soul, so you can't lose you. So you are a soul in a physical body. So no, you cannot lose your soul. It's impossible. So it just doesn't happen. Okay. So I know that's something that we were taught in religion, but religion, that's a lot of the stuff that they taught was about fear. You know, it was about keeping us in fear. Okay. So Woke James, all right, thank you for that gift. Let's see, the question is, once the third eye is open, this lifetime, does one evolve also? Does one have to keep being woke in the next incarnations? Being the idea of being woke is just being enlightened, and understand that going through lifetimes, you do carry experiences across lifetimes. Okay. The experiences that you carry across lifetimes are not like and this is the thing, we think like the knowledge that we gather, that we can memorize and regurgitate is like really important, and that's cool for this life, but that's not the knowledge that transfers I said transfers through lives with you. Okay. The knowledge that sticks with you through lives is the wisdom that you gain. Okay. And a lot of times the wisdom is gained through very difficult life experiences. Okay. So those difficult life experiences are going to elicit or be a catalyst for very strong emotions within you. And those strong emotions are what tie you to reincarnation if you don't reconcile them, if it's something negative and you don't reconcile. So you carry your wisdom across lifetimes, and you can also choose a different lifetime to explore different things. For instance, you might want to explore what it's like to be more emotional than rational. So maybe you might incarnate as a Down syndrome's baby, and I'm just throwing that out. So that's not necessarily always the case, but someone that is with Down syndrome, they're usually are going to be they're going to stay in like more of a childlike state. Or the state of a young child for a longer period of time. Okay. So in that way, you're woke, but you've chosen to explore some other aspect of being a soul in a physical body. Okay. So you can, does one have to keep being woke in the next incarnations? Yeah, because that's your whole idea is that you're elevating to evolve. Okay, or your consciousness is growing, so it's evolving. Let's see. Are we children of the sun? I don't know what that means. Are we children of the sun? So we're souls. So the soul SOUL is a homonym for the Latin word SOL, which means soul or sun. Okay, so when you're talking about a soul, that is the ancients telling us that the end part of us is light, is made of light. So when you say we're children of the sun simply for the ancients was a symbol. It was symbolism for somebody being enlightened. Okay. Or they said Jesus was the light of the world. Okay. Well, Christ was the light of the world. That light of the world is the wisdom that you gain within you, that everybody has that potential to gain. So in that sense, are we children of the sun? Sure. Because the soul is light. Okay. Or that's one aspect of the soul, if that makes sense. Let's see. Let's see. Nick Bond said, did the religions steal the secrets of manifestation and turn it into the church's favor? I don't necessarily think that they stole the secrets, and this is we automatically a lot of times think of what the church fathers did in a negative way in the beginning. I should say, in the beginning, I think that they really tried to develop something where they could help people. But as you get farther away from the original, it's kind of like playing, when I was a teacher, I used to play the game called telephone, where I give somebody on one side of the room, I tell them a phrase, and then they'd have to turn around and tell the person behind them, and the person behind them had to turn around and tell the person behind them. And by the time that phrase gets around to the other side of the room, it's totally unrecognizable. Okay. Kind of how religion has become as far as a spiritual system. The religion, basically they started to, when they wanted to keep their power structure, they started to institute a lot of things that would keep you in fear, you know. But it's for us to wake up now and recognize our abilities to create, you know. So I don't think that they necessarily tried to turn it in their favor at first, but I think that it ended up being that when greedy men wanted to keep power and wanted to keep control of people. Okay, so definitely. Eugene Dorsey got that Earth, Wind, and Fire song up there. We are people of the mighty, mighty people of the sun. Yeah, I love that song. Powerful words. Earth, Wind, and Fire. If y'all don't know about Earth, Wind, and Fire, y'all better learn real quick. That's the group there. I think I'm lying. Let's see. Okay. Okay, you're Luca Rogers. You're asking me like a astrology question, so I'm going to lead those to Voche. So I know a little bit about it, but I'm not real versed in astrology. So I'm going to have to say I don't know. Let's see. And Miss Jackson says, my mom and sister passed. Do I need an altar to speak to them? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. All you have to do is sit, be quiet, and your intention or your desire to connect with them, that's all you need. And you just have to listen, and listen with your heart, not your mind. So when you're talking about connecting with people that have crossed over, transition, so they're not gone. Their consciousness is simply transition from physical to non-physical. So your mom and your sister are not gone, and you can connect with them. Okay. So, and you don't need an altar. You don't need any artificial means. You don't need anything extra. All you need is the desire to connect with them. Okay. That's it. Let's see. How do we vibrate on love frequency all the time? 444 Bree asked that question. And understand that 4-4 Bree, that's what a lot of people, they have this misunderstanding of when you reach a higher spiritual level, that you're never sad, you're never depressed, you're never angry, you're in other words, you're supposed to all of a sudden not be human. Okay. So you're not going to reach a certain frequency and never dip down into a lower frequency. It's just you're human. Things happen. And because you're always learning life lessons, there's going to be new situations that are going to arise that are going to make you dip down. You know, things are going to happen. So you don't get to a certain level and think that you're just going to be there all the time. You're going to be happy all the time. You know, that's not a natural state. Now, you might can take some psychedelic drugs or whatever, and you might be happy for a while, but naturally that just doesn't happen. It's an unrealistic expectation for yourself. Okay, so don't put that expectation on yourself. Okay, because you'll end up unhappy. Trust me. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, I looked at that one. Look at that one. Let's see. Was it? I'm going to head home. I'm get some more to eat. Okay. All right. My son was just telling me he's getting ready to head out. I appreciate your help today. No problem. All right. I could help. Yeah. All right. Let's see. What does that? Let's see. My Rada Creator says my crown always tingles after I meditate. What does that mean? More than likely, Rhonda, that's just how you register a high vibrational state. So the energy is just moving, and when the energy, emotions are energy in motion, and when you're tingling, it's just the energy in motion that's flowing through you. Okay. Is there a difference between a humanist and a spiritualist? Yeah, a humanist is more about humanity and thinking that humanity is like the end, I guess, and a spiritualist understands the ideas that there is a metaphysical world that is beyond the physical world. Okay, so that's how I would look at that. Boom, 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 boom. Looking. Okay. All right. I didn't see any other ones. So guys, Love JJ or Hans, if y'all see a question, if y'all don't mind, just put it up. But I got an extra question here. Let's see. What's the difference between the Yoruba religion and Kemetic spirituality? Both of them are just ancient African spiritual systems. So Yoruba is, I think, from Nigeria, if I'm not mistaken, and Kemetic is, of course, more Egypt, Sudan, in that area. Okay, but they share a lot of the same components or same ideas. They're just different names, and all of Africa shares a lot of the same components in their system, in their spiritual systems, but they're just different, but they all just call it by different names. Okay. How do I speak with my ancestors? How do you really should probably think about how do you vibe with your ancestors. So you're not going to speak with them necessarily, but you can feel them. But again, it was the same thing I was saying about Miss Jackson earlier, is that you basically, your intention to connect with your ancestors will be that bridge, and you just have to sit quietly and listen. Okay. And thank you, Nadine. Nadine gave $5. Queen of Destiny says always on point. I appreciate that. All you guys that give, I really, really appreciate you, and thank you for appreciating me back. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Are we all God experiencing humanity? Yes, we're all God's experiencing humanity. Okay, so definitely we are the spark of God. That's what the soul is. Okay, that light is the spark of God within us. So all of us are the spark of God experiencing life for a little while. Okay. And Magnificent Miko Beleke Yamamoto. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna be able to talk after I done said that name. My tongue is tired now. Good God. So, all right, son, you have a good one. All right, love you too. So he asked a question, and I've answered this one before. Why most of near-death experiences, testimonies claim the existence of Jesus? And that's a really good question. And this is a thing that you have to understand about being immersed, even if you're not Christian. If you're immersed in a Christian society, you have already been conditioned to think of your spiritual experience one way. You name things a certain way. So if you've never known anything other than the ideas about Jesus, then if you experience something metaphysical or spiritual, this bright light that makes you feel a certain way, then you're automatically going to say, I met Jesus, or I experienced Jesus in some kind of way. Okay. So if you know nothing else, then you're going to interpret your experiences by what you know. As simple as that. So it's not that they didn't experience what they did, but they don't have another name to call it other than Jesus. Okay. So when they experience something, hey, I saw Jesus. It's just that. It's that simple. Okay. So yeah, Troy Warrior gave $4.99. Thank you, Troy. Definitely appreciate that. And let's see. Going down, going down, going down. Can angels be spirit guides? Sure. And again, angels is just, that's a more of a Christian construct, but angels, but you can call them angels, ancestors, guides, what there's different names that you can call these entities, I guess. But angels is more of a Christian construct. So can they guide you and help you? Yes. It could just as well be your higher self guiding you and helping you. It is what you believe it to be. There is no one way to experience a guide or experience what we call an angel or anything like that. It's about your perspective and your beliefs a lot of times. Okay, so we can have two people can call the same idea something different. Okay. Did Christianity base everything from Kemet? Yes. So the Bible and everything that is most of everything in the Bible originated in ancient Kemet. So the symbolism, the stories, and they're based on a lot of times the mythology and symbolism of ancient Kemet. So all three Abrahamic religions, Islam, Judaism, and Christianity, all have a common ancestor of ancient Kemet. Okay. All right. Love JJ said, can we get some thumbs up? I got 89 people in the room and 44 likes. Y'all don't like me? What's up? Dang it. I hate it when that happens. Okay. Yeah. Hey, can y'all smash that like button? Go ahead and smash that like button. That would definitely be appreciated. Definitely appreciated. Let's see. Are we our own ancestors? Yes. We incarnated. So we incarnated from past lives. We incarnated from our ancestors. So yes, we can be our own ancestors. That's a deep question. That's a deep question. Good question. As a Kemetic spiritualist, how does the children of Israel story content digested placed in historic relevance? Is the Israelite captivity considered myth or allegory? It's considered both. So it's mythology. So it's not that historically that has never ever been proven. Okay. So and Egypt kept historical records for thousands of years. So they kept records of everything. So the enslavement of the Hebrew people or Israelites, that never happened. Okay. Let's see here. People. All right. Can you speak on the use of tongues? Well, see, I like to put like some good food on my tongue and let it swish it around a little bit. No, I know you're not talking about that. But anyway, I use my tongue liberally when I'm eating. I like that. So speaking in tongues, I know that's probably what you're asking about. Speaking in tongues. That is something that is possible, and it is something that can be spontaneous and happen. And but it's just a person's way of expressing things. It's not the words that really matter. It's what resonates, and it's what you feel, and I guess it's what the people feel hearing it. Okay, because a lot of times people can't translate it. Some people say, yeah, I have a gift that I can translate tongues. But one of the words I always hear is "Ashabanamana." Everybody knows that word. That speaking in tongue word. "Ashabanamana, Ashabaloba." I'm like, how they learn that? I don't know. Maybe they just heard somebody else say it. It sounded good. It does sound kind of good, don't it? Yeah. Nick Bonds gave $3.99. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. But yeah, let's see. What is about African spirituality that helped Haitian people in the revolt? Oh, Crystal Turner, that's such a deep question. What is it about African spirituality that helped Haitian people in the Haitian revolt? And Haiti was one of the few countries that were full of slaves that actually beat the hell out of the Europeans and the French. So, but spirituality is basically about you are filled with it. It makes you fill yourself with confidence. You know, so the Kemetic spirituality, what it teaches you is to give you a foundation of understanding that you are a God. And when you are a God, that means you are a creator. When you are a creator, that means you can create what you want. If your foundation of life is living from that perspective, then why couldn't you create a win over your enemies at that point? You know, so African spirituality was about uplifting us from the inside out, whereas Christianity, for slaves, it was used as a tool to depress, divide, and conquer. I mean, you think about it. And I asked a dude this one time. I was in the Barnes and Noble, and this Christian guy came and started talking to me, and I asked him a question. I said, "Hey," I said, "You know, there's the slave masters gave our ancestors, you know, the Bible." And well, no, I said, hey, you know, I said, hey, the slave masters never gave our slave ancestors anything that would uplift them, you know. And he was like, yeah, man, you're right. That's so right. You know, no. And then I stopped and I said, so why do you think they gave him a Bible? He was like, I never thought about that, you know. So why would they give us something that they would uplift us with? And what a lot of the slave masters did was gave people a slave Bible. And the slave Bible would have anything that would make a slave say, you know, I want to fight slavery, or I want to get out of slavery. They gave slaves the Bible that basically had the scriptures of slaves obey your earthly master. When in Rome, give to Romans. You know, all this kind of stuff that basically made slaves stay in place. But with the Haitians, obviously they had their African spirituality intact, and they believed that they could get it done, and they did. So that's man, you got to believe you can get it done. Let's see. All right, those thumbs up went to 80. Hey, see, I feel so good. Oh, I'm so happy. Hold on, Tito, give me a tissue. Okay, they gave me 80 likes. Oh, I feel so good now. Okay, I feel a lot better now. Thank y'all. But anyway, Tito. So y'all might not be old enough to know that what that's about. Eddie Murphy. Tito, give me a tissue. Anyway, let's see. So absolutely, the oppressor give you the key to freedom. Makes sense. No, it doesn't, love JJ. The oppressor would not give you the key to freedom. The oppressor would never give you anything that made you think that you should even be free. You know. So the idea. I mean, you think about it. In America, they would put the picture of the slave master on the front of a podium when they were having their slave church, to make sure that when they were worshiping and they talked about God, that they were actually looking at the slave master as God. That's why, to me, the idea of worshiping white Jesus is so damaging to Black people, because ultimately you cannot even, Jesus is looked at as the perfect example of a human being on earth. Okay. The perfect example. That perfect example is white, according to what we've been given. If I'm Black and I'm trying to reach perfection, I can never be white unless I bleach my skin and straighten my hair. I mean, I guess we could get close that way, you know. But in reality, so right there, you're already at a deficit with those ideas, you know. So I don't get it. I don't understand it. Okay. Crystal Turner says, I just started your Mind Rewire class, and it has already been so impactful. Thank you. Thank you for saying that, Crystal Turner. She gave $4.99. Thank you very much for giving that, and for that beautiful comment there. I really appreciate that. Definitely. Blue Sky says, gave $20. Thank you, Blue Sky. Woohoo! Says, what does it mean when you have an outer body experience? Is it a form of deja vu? No, an out of body experience just means that your consciousness is separated from your physical body, and you recognize that. So a lot of people don't recognize it. So again, when you're in a dream state, your consciousness is out of body. So that's one way you can look at it. So an out of body experience is your consciousness that has separated from your physical body. Okay. So is it a form of, and deja vu? Deja vu has more to do with the recognition of time. So time is not, we think of time as linear, but it's actually not. And there are many different avenues that we can take as far as our physical experience. And with deja vu, you're literally jumping timelines, okay? And it's usually happening when you're manifesting something, whether that be good or bad. But you're usually, I know it happens to me when I'm creating and I'm deliberately wanting to manifest something. I'm concentrated and I'm focused on it. I'll usually have more deja vu experiences. And what happens is there's a divergence at that point. You remember that point, but that point is a divergence of you moving towards what you actually wanted to manifest. Okay, so that's what deja vu. Deja vu is more about timelines than necessarily out of body experiences. Good question, Blue Sky. Good question. Thank you for that one. Let's see. Let's see. Who are the people? According to your know. Let's see. Who are the ancient people of West Africa and historical ancestors? Radio One. I don't know that one. I don't remember that one. I should say there's a lot of stuff I studied years ago, but that's just not something that I studied recently. So I know that most of the Africans that are in the Americas now came from West Africa. So, but specifically tribes, I know a lot of us are trying to figure those out. So I know I got my ancestry deal done, and I think I was from Mali and the Congo and something else. So, but that's about as far as they can narrow it down. Let's see. Love JJ got a question up there. Says, what is your take on seeing repetitive numbers? That's about synchronicity. And synchronicity, understand that time, that most events, okay, outside of our physical expression, most events are associative, okay? And when I say associative, it means that they're all gathered around really vibration, okay? They're associated by vibration. In other words, like vibration attracts like vibration. Well, a synchronicity is understanding the associative process within our linear expression of time. So when you see the numbers 111, 222, and you see them at different times, well, they're connected or associated with something, okay? Some vibrational state or something that you're in. So that's what synchronicity is understanding the associative process of experience outside the physical and recognize it within the physical linear time. Because you can see 222, 3 days apart. But those numbers, a lot of times when you see them, they're connecting the dots to something, some expression that you're dealing with. Okay, so that's one way that you can look at that. All right. Good question. Good question. Let's see. All right. Yeah, 111. Let's see. Okay. No other questions? Okay. Let's see. Magnificent. I'm gonna just say Mr. Yamamoto. Because all that name there, man, I can't even. I get tired after I'm just saying that name. Let's see. What about miracles happening in the name of Jesus? Okay. And again, this goes back to the same idea that I was talking about earlier. If all you know is Jesus, then what are you going to call your miracles happening in? I'm sure that miracles happen for Allah, through Buddha, through, any other name of other spiritual entities. But if all you know is Jesus, then who are you going to give the credit for when you're told you're supposed to give the credit to Jesus? Okay? So again, I'm not saying that the experience didn't happen, but we have been taught as Christians to call it a certain thing. Your spiritual experience is essentially hijacked by Christianity. And you are made to call your experiences by certain names and certain things, and anything that's outside of that is probably not spiritual to them. Okay, so they're limited by what they're gonna limited by their ideas. Okay, so that's what that is. So the name of Jesus, people call on the name of Jesus because that's the name that they know. It's like I don't understand what's so like hard about it. It's like, well, how can this miracle happen in the name of Jesus then? Because that's all you know. Okay. I'm gonna call my miracles in the name of like Sanaa Lathan. Boy, I love her. I mean, whoa, Sanaa Lathan, thank you for that miracle. But I know, I say, hey, just do it that way, man. Can you speak on love and self-discipline? That's too general. I don't understand that. Let's see. Dark Goddess says, what's your sign? Oh, you're asking Dark Goddess, what's your sign? What's her sign? Okay, gotcha. Let's see. Troy Warrior says she's fine. All right, cool. Let's see, I'm calling on the name of Janet. I heard that, love, JJ. Call it Janet Jackson. Shoot, yeah. That's what all my spiritual experiences later, from now on. So nah. Yeah. Okay, anyway. All right. Let's see. Can we talk about the importance of healing and self-love? Yeah, that's going to be the foundation of any healing. And this is why self-love is so important. Is that just like I was talking about how Christianity hijacks your spiritual experience, it makes you feel like something is wrong with you if you don't have this certain experience or you don't do it this way. So you end up questioning your own self. And then Christianity tells you from the beginning, you're born in sin, So all of those things teach you not to love you. But when it's important to love and respect and trust you because your spiritual experience might be different from somebody else's, but that don't make something wrong with you. That just means that you're unique. Okay. So that's why self-love is so important. And when you're talking about healing, man, that's the foundation of anything. It's just, you loving yourself and understand that you're whole and healed and speaking that into existence. Okay. So yeah. Let's see. JS Moorish Temple of Amun Ra. Man, that's a long name. Say they gave $10. Thank you, JSW Moorish Temple of Amun Ra. Appreciate it. So yes, worshiping anything in comic book form raises the bar for us, especially in white Jesus. An example, born from no physical father, walking on water, appearing through walls, back to life in 3 days. Yeah, and all of that stuff is explained in Kemetic mythology, and they actually have deeper spiritual meanings. This is the thing. I'm really trying to get people to understand. The truth is so much more powerful than the lie that we were taught. I mean, these ideas are about helping you. These ideas about helping you grow and develop and evolve consciously and self-development. That's really what they're about, and they can be so powerful when you put them together. And I like to call learning sacred process mastery, because you literally have to practice these ideas. They are skills that you can learn, and you have to practice them over and over. So the ideas that we're learning a lot of times, man, I mean, it's just that what we learn in church, it just robs us of the ability to even, I mean, just grow, because we act and we think like Jesus is going to fix everything. I don't have to do any work. As a matter of fact, that mofo over there to keep on messing with me, Jesus fix him. Okay. But there's never anything that you're supposed to do for you. Well, I won't say never, but it makes it difficult to turn within and look at your own faults. Because I was in a family, and I had I had an aunt that, good Lord of mercy, God rest her soul. She was like one of the meanest individuals. And she would swear up and down that she was one of the most holy, nicest, giving individuals you ever want to meet, from her perspective. And if you did something that she didn't like, she would sick God on you. Okay. But she would never ever turn in and look at what was happening to her, because she would get the same. This is when you know that something needs to change about you. Is when people that are independent of you tell you the same stuff, or they react the same way. If you're dealing with relationships that people are doing the same thing in the relationships that you had before, then that's something that you're supposed to work on. Okay? So you have to turn within. Life is feedback for you. And if you're getting certain things happening over and over and over, the reason it's happening over and over and over, because it's a lesson for you. Okay, so you can't keep ignoring that. And as Christians, we wait for Jesus to fix it. Go sit at his feet. Jesus can fix it. That's not how it works. You have to work. You have to do the work. That's the difference between Kemetic spirituality and Christianity. Kemetic spirituality, all of the tools and sacred process mastery, all of it is about teaching you how to deal with you and how to grow you. Okay. Let's see here. All right. Dulce Maria, thank you. Dulce Maria gave $9.99. See, transitioning from Christianity to spirituality. Could you expand further on the self-discipline and self-love? Gonna have to. I thought I had talked about that one a little bit. Probably gonna have to give me a little bit more on that. What that means. What you mean by that, Dulce Maria? Go ahead and type it up. I'm at the bottom now, Dulce Maria. Type that up and tell me expand on that and tell me what you mean. So that's kind of a little bit general. What's your thoughts on universal laws? My thoughts, Troy, the universal laws and law of attraction, that's what Kemetic spirituality is. All of that stuff came from Kemet, every single bit of it. I actually studied and practiced law of attraction for many, many years, okay? And then I found out just by accident, because I'm one of those people that I like to research. So I was wanting to know where these ideas about law of attraction came from. And I know in the movie The Secret, they alluded to it being from Greece. Well, as soon as they alluded to it being from Greece, I knew that Egypt was Greek's teachers, were the Grecian teachers. Okay. So that immediately made me start thinking that the law of attraction probably had something to do with ancient Africa. Well, I could never connect the dots. But once I did, man, it was just a whole new world. And I was able to even go deeper with the law of attraction because I was still having hiccups with it. I still could, just positive thinking. Excuse me. The idea of just positive thinking there's more to it than that. And those are the ideas that I really take you to and take you through in my class, the African Mind Rewire, is to actually up level your knowledge and your usage by applying that knowledge in your life, to really change your life. Because a lot of times we have really, in Christianity, we're taught negative thought processes, and we become negative thinkers. And a negative thinker is defined as someone that is, they assume the worst in any situation, whether it's people, events, whatever. A negative thinker assumes the worst. And if you think about it, when you're Christian, there's black and white thinking in Christianity. Either you're this or you're that. There's no in between. You're good or you're evil. There's no in between. Okay. And the assumption is that anything outside of Christianity is evil. You're going to assume the worst of people, events, and situations all the time. And you are cultivated with negative thought processes. I'm a sinner. I'm a wretch. All these things all the time. Well, with Kemetic spirituality, that was different. That was flipped. It was more about uplifting you. Okay. So that's where I come from, and that's why I teach through Kemetic spirituality rather than any other system, is because it can unravel what was taught in Christianity. So all the things, Christianity twisted it or misunderstood it, whatever. But there are a lot of stuff they just messed up. Okay. Let's see here. All right, C-Max 3. How did God take an Eve from man's rib? Our rib cage is still even on both sides, and women don't have extra one. Okay, C-Mac, good question, but it's a religious question, and it's from a religious perspective. And it's from the perspective as if Adam and Eve were historical. Adam and Eve were not historical. That is the esoteric explanation of Adam and Eve, the story of Adam and Eve. But the esoteric explanation is that Eve was actually, well, Adam and Eve was the how can I say, what is the word I'm looking for? It's when consciousness came through on the planet Earth. And they were trying to explain how consciousness evolved on the planet Earth. Okay. There is a masculine and feminine side to every human being and everything that is in our universe. There has to be polarization. Adam and Eve was the polarization of consciousness. The apple that Eve gave Adam was the fruit of life, or the wisdom. Okay. So it was the inner mind, which is represented by the feminine. If you understand the symbolic language, the inner mind is represented by the feminine, and that's what Eve was. On the tree of life, okay, the fruit is the wisdom that you gain through life. Eve was giving Adam the wisdom of life, okay? Eve was the inner self, giving knowledge to the outer self, or the ego in this instance. So there was no Adam and Eve, and there was no woman coming from a rib. Okay, so that's just Christian historical bullshit. I don't know what else to call it. Okay. But I just gave you more of an esoteric explanation of that story, of what it means. It's a lot deeper than what we were taught. And Think to Me Nice says, how does a woman get pregnant without having sex? And you're talking about Mary. And again, that's basically that's of course that didn't happen, but it don't happen. But anyway, that's based on the mythology of ancient Egypt. And if you go mythology, then you'll find out what that story actually means. And it's really about universal laws, and it's about how universal laws operate. So we have the masculine and the feminine, okay, and the seed and the seed and the womb, okay. And so it's not history. It's not history. But there's always masculine, feminine, and then child. There's going to be the womb, the seed, and the fruit. And then I'm talking about a trinity. So I'm kind of doing like a little triangle is what I'm doing. So masculine, feminine, child, seed, soil, fruit. Okay. So the seed has to be planted into the soil, which is the feminine. And then from those two polarized opposites comes that third thing, which is what is birth or the child. Okay. So that's just a generalized meaning of that. Okay. And let's see. My favorite fruit is the banana. Damn, love JJ. Oh, thank you for that information, JJ. I appreciate that. I can't take him nowhere. Okay. All right. Okay, Dulce Maria says, can you resend the what question did you want to resend, Dulce Maria? Let's see, was that first question? Okay, what are your thoughts about intercession? I don't know. I don't even know what intercession means. No, I know what I forget what it means. So, well, somebody that can intercede into another person's life through prayer or something. And that is, we can send people energy, but you can't pray to change somebody else's reality. Okay, is what I'm saying. Is what that is. So that idea that you can pray for other people, you can send them energy, and you can send them good, because we can give gifts of energy. Okay, I hope y'all giving me some good gifts of energy, and I feel it. Y'all did. Y'all giving me some good gifts. But interceding into somebody else's life through prayer, as if it's going to change things for them, no, that doesn't happen. They have to do that. They have to do that. The tree of life. Yeah, what are your thoughts about the tree of life? All that is a symbolic expression of the idea that one thing starts from the creator. Actually, the tree is upside down. Starts from the creator, and then it just branches off different aspects of different possibilities of life. That's all the tree of life is. Okay, so it's not that deep. Who's the first human? Black Star Beauty, Purple Print asks, who's the first human? See, she must think I'm that old and I'm supposed to know that. I'm messing with you, Black Star Beauty. No, nobody knows that. Nobody knows that. I mean, that's, I know the first human supposedly started in interior Africa, but who the first human was, nobody really knows. So let's see. Okay, guys, we're getting, we already at the top of the hour. Dang, man, we're here. Let's see. Let's see. What's it? Something I always thought about. Who was the very first human? Was it a baby or adult or Bruce world? Yeah, that's those. I don't know those questions dumped easy. So I don't know who the first human was or anything like that. Let's see, the true masculine and feminine were one and they separated. Being now, is it true that masculine and feminine were one and then they were separated? No, understand that that's just a symbolic representation. So all of these ideas are based on numbers. Okay, we're talking about numerology is the foundation of these ideas, and in the Kemetic mythology, everything, all the foundation of all their mythology is numbers. So the number 2 just means polarized opposites. Well, how do you symbolize that idea? Okay, so I'm explaining to you the masculine and feminine. How do you symbolize polarized opposites? One way to do that is masculine and feminine. Okay. They're two polarized opposites. And those two polarized opposites imply a sexual union. And when I say sex, I don't mean intercourse necessarily. I mean that they have to come together in some kind of way in order to produce that child or the third thing, whatever the creation is. Okay. So in that sense, masculine and feminine are never together. Well, no, let me take that back. According to ancient Egypt, everything started in the noon. Atum was actually masculine and feminine. Okay. And then Atum, the twins of Shu and Tefnut, okay, came to be. But they were mirror twins. But Atum was supposedly masculine and feminine, okay? But that is based on numerology, not a physical expression. It's based on theory. It's based on numerology theory is what that's about, okay? All right. Okay, I'm gonna answer a couple of more questions. Oh, Ashlight asks, do you think that we're in a matrix? Absolutely, positively, yes. So we are in. The ancients called it that our reality is an illusion, and when that says that it's an illusion, that doesn't mean that it's not real. Okay, it just means that the illusion does not have power over you, and that's where we don't understand our power. Okay, that our senses literally create our reality. That means if our senses create our reality, then we have control over that reality through our senses. We have control over that reality through our beliefs and our thought systems. Okay, so the matrix. Another way to say that is that our inner world is being projected out from within us. That's being projected from within us outwardly as life is the matrix or the illusion. But it's the illusion is for feedback to give us as a soul. So the soul is the primary, I guess, the primary entity that is experiencing here on earth through us. All right. And life is meant to be feedback. So the illusion or the matrix, as we say, but we get caught up in thinking that the matrix is what's real. And we get caught up in it with fear. A lot of times that's what happens the most, is that we get caught up with fear with it. Okay. So, and Gina 111 asks, what is a star seed? So a star seed is basically the idea of someone that came, a soul that came from another star system and seeded Earth. Okay, so empathic star seed. She's got that name. Maybe she's still here. Maybe she could talk about the star seed. Okay. Is everything? Let's see. Question: everything different people relate Set with the devil? No, Set is the idea of just in Kemetic spirituality. Set is just the idea of opposition, and even Satan before actually meant adversary or opposition. So all of these things had more of a metaphysical expression than what we're giving them now. So we make them very literal. Okay. Love JJ. Yeah, I believe I did. I believe I answered all the super chat questions. So I believe I caught them. So, all right. So guys, we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn it off for tonight. Terrence Brown, is reincarnation real? Yes. Gods and goddesses in training. Yes, absolutely. That's what we are. Gods and goddesses in training. So all you guys that were here tonight, thank you. I definitely appreciate you. Love JJ and Hans. Thank you so much for moderating tonight. All you guys that gave, thank you so much. I definitely appreciate it. And I appreciate you appreciating me and letting me know that. So thank you very much. So until next week. So we'll be here next week. And I'm going to have Voche do some of her astrology stuff. So she'll be here next week for you guys. All right. All right, guys. Well, y'all have a wonderful night. Thank you. I enjoyed it. Great questions as always. Thank you, family. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all have a good night.